Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Raja Gogasikotar 1719. What if one day, you walk outside, and suddenly, the bright sun above your head starts disappearing? Within minutes, day turns into night, birds go silent, and the temperature begins to drop. Sounds like the end of the world, right? But here's the truth. This is not a disaster. It's one of the most powerful and mysterious events in our universe. Now imagine this. At night, you look up at the moon, and instead of glowing white, it slowly turns deep red, like blood. Why does this happen? Who controls this perfect timing? And how can three massive objects in space align so precisely? Is it just coincidence? Or something far more incredible? In this documentary, you're going to discover the real reason behind solar and lunar eclipses, the hidden science that most people don't know, and the shocking truth about why these events don't happen every month. Stay with me, because once you understand this, you will never look at the sky the same way again. 1. The Cosmic Trio. To understand eclipses, we first need to understand the three main players of this cosmic event. Everything begins with the sun, the earth, and the moon. The sun is not just a bright object in the sky. It is a massive star, constantly emitting light and energy in all directions. Without it, life on Earth wouldn't exist. Now comes the earth, our home constantly moving through space. The Earth revolves around the sun in a fixed path, taking 1 year to complete a full journey. And then there's the moon, a silent companion that orbits the Earth every month. It doesn't have its own light. It only reflects the light of the sun. Now here's where things get interesting. These three bodies are always moving, but sometimes they come into a perfect straight line. And when this alignment happens, something extraordinary takes place. Light gets blocked, shadows are formed, and the sky begins to change in ways that feel almost unreal. This alignment is the foundation of every eclipse. But the real question is, what exactly happens during this alignment? In the next chapter, you'll witness how the moon can actually cover the sun and turn bright day into sudden darkness. 2. Solar eclipse. When day turns into night. Now imagine this moment. It's a bright sunny day. Everything feels normal. And then slowly, the sunlight begins to fade. You look up, and something unbelievable is happening. The moon is moving in front of the sun. This is called a solar eclipse. It happens when the moon comes exactly between the earth and the sun and blocks the sunlight from reaching the earth. But here's the fascinating part. The sun is about 400 times bigger than the moon. Yet it appears almost the same size in our sky. Why? Because the sun is also about 400 times farther away. This perfect balance allows the moon to cover the sun almost completely, creating one of the most breathtaking events in nature. As the moon continues to move, different types of solar eclipses occur. Total solar eclipse. The moon completely covers the sun. The sky turns dark, almost like night. Stars may even become visible. Partial solar eclipse. Only a part of the sun is covered. It looks like a bite has been taken out of the sun. Annular solar eclipse. The moon is slightly farther from Earth, so it cannot fully cover the sun. Instead, a bright ring of fire appears around it. But here's something important. A solar eclipse is only visible from certain parts of the Earth. Not everyone can see it at the same time. And one more thing, you should never forget. Looking directly at a solar eclipse without protection can seriously damage your eyes. So always use proper filters or eclipse glasses. But the real mystery is still unsolved. If the moon orbits the Earth every month, why doesn't it block the sun every time? The answer is more surprising than you think. 3. Lunar eclipse. When the moon turns red. Now let's shift from day to night. The sky is calm. The moon is shining bright. And suddenly, something strange begins to happen. A dark shadow slowly starts covering the moon. Bit by bit, it fades. And then, it turns deep red. This mysterious event is called a lunar eclipse. It happens when the Earth comes between the sun and the moon and blocks sunlight from reaching the moon. In simple words, the Earth's shadow falls directly on the moon. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Even though the Earth blocks the sun's light, the moon doesn't completely disappear. Instead, it glows red. Why? Because of Earth's atmosphere. When sunlight passes through our atmosphere, the blue light gets scattered in all directions, and only the red light bends around the Earth, reaching the moon. So during a lunar eclipse, what you're actually seeing is every sunrise and sunset on Earth reflected onto the moon at the same time. That's why it's often called a blood moon. Now, just like solar eclipses, lunar eclipses also come in different types. Total lunar eclipse. The entire moon passes into Earth's dark shadow. It turns completely red. Partial lunar eclipse. Only a part of the moon enters the shadow. Penumbral lunar eclipse. The moon passes through a lighter shadow. The change is very subtle, sometimes hard to notice. And here's something amazing. Unlike solar eclipses, lunar eclipses are completely safe to watch with your naked eyes. No filters, no protection needed. But now the biggest question arises. If the alignment is so simple, why don't we see lunar and solar eclipses every single month? The answer lies in a tiny tilt. That changes everything. 4. The hidden reason. Why eclipses don't happen every month. Now here's the question that confuses almost everyone. The moon orbits the Earth every month, and the Earth revolves around the sun. So logically, there should be an eclipse every single month, right? But that doesn't happen. Why? The answer lies in something very small, yet extremely powerful: slight tilt. The moon's orbit is not perfectly aligned with the Earth's orbit around the sun. It is tilted by about 5 degrees. This may sound tiny, but in space, even a small angle creates a huge difference. Because of this tilt, most of the time, the moon passes slightly above the sun or slightly below it. So instead of blocking the sun's light, it simply misses the alignment. No alignment, no eclipse. But sometimes, something special happens. At 2 points in its orbit, the moon crosses the exact path of Earth's orbit. These points are called nodes. And when the sun, Earth, and moon align perfectly at these nodes, a straight line is formed in space. This rare alignment is known as syzygy. Only during this moment, eclipses become possible. That's why eclipses are not monthly events. They are rare, precise, and perfectly timed cosmic coincidences. But even when alignment happens, there's another hidden factor that decides who will see the eclipse and who won't. And that factor is shadow. 5. The science of shadows. The real game behind eclipses. Now everything comes down to one powerful concept: shadow. Eclipses are not just about alignment. They are about how shadows behave in space. When light from the sun is blocked, a shadow is created. But this shadow is not the same everywhere. There are two main parts of a shadow: umbra, the darkest, central part; penumbra, the lighter, outer part. Now imagine this. When the moon blocks the sun during a solar eclipse, it casts a shadow on the earth. If you are standing inside the umbra, you will experience a total solar eclipse. The sun disappears completely, and day turns into night. But if you are in the penumbra, you will only see a partial eclipse. The sun looks partially covered, like a shadowy bite. This is why not everyone on Earth sees the same eclipse in the same way. Now let's flip the situation. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth casts its shadow on the moon. As the moon moves through Earth's shadow, first it enters the penumbra, slight dimming, then the umbra, deep darkness and red color. This gradual movement creates the slow, dramatic transformation of the moon. And here's something truly fascinating. The Earth's shadow is so large that it can cover the entire moon easily. But the moon's shadow on Earth is very small, which is why total solar eclipses are rare and visible only in narrow paths. So in the end, eclipses are nothing but a beautiful interaction of light, shadow, and perfect alignment. But the story doesn't end here, because eclipses hide some truly mind-blowing facts that most people have never even heard of. 6. Rare and mind-blowing facts about eclipses. Now that you understand how eclipses happen, get ready for some facts that will completely change your perspective. Because eclipses are not just scientific events, they are full of surprises. Here are some of the most incredible truths. A total solar eclipse lasts only a few minutes, but people travel across countries, even continents, just to witness it once in their lifetime. During a total solar eclipse, the temperature can suddenly drop, and animals behave strangely. Birds return to their nests, thinking night has arrived. A lunar eclipse can last for several hours, much longer than a solar eclipse, and can be seen from an entire side of the Earth at once. You can safely watch a lunar eclipse with your naked eyes, but looking at a solar eclipse without protection can permanently damage your vision. There are usually between 2 to 5 eclipses every year, but not all of them are visible from your location. Now, here comes the most shocking fact. The moon is slowly moving away from the Earth at a speed of about 3.8 centimeters per year. It may not sound like much, but over millions of years, this distance will increase significantly. And because of that, one day, the moon will appear too small to completely cover the sun, which means total solar eclipses will stop happening forever. Yes, the breathtaking moment where day turns into night will become impossible in the distant future. So every eclipse we see today is part of a limited cosmic timeline. But there's still one final truth left. A truth that makes eclipses more than just science. Something deeper. Something almost magical. 7. The final truth. More than just an eclipse. After everything you've seen, after understanding the science, the alignment, the shadows, there's one final truth you need to realize. Eclipses are not just astronomical events. They are a reminder of how perfectly balanced our universe really is. Think about it. A massive sun, millions of times bigger than the Earth, a relatively tiny moon, and yet, from our point of view, they appear almost exactly the same size in the sky. Is that just coincidence? Or is it one of the most beautiful accidents of nature? Because of this perfect balance, we get to witness something extraordinary. A moment where light disappears. A moment where time feels like it pauses. For a few minutes, the universe puts on a show just for us. And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that we are part of something much bigger. Every eclipse you see has been happening for billions of years, long before humans existed. And one day, they will stop. So when the next eclipse happens, don't just record it on your phone. Don't just watch it for a few seconds. Stand still. Look up. Feel the silence. Because in that moment, you are witnessing a rare alignment of the universe. A moment where science meets wonder. If this documentary changed the way you see the sky, make sure to like this video. Subscribe for more mind-blowing facts about space and reality. And tell me in the comments, would you travel anywhere in the world to see a total solar eclipse? Because your answer might reveal how curious you truly are. So friends, this was today's amazing information. Hope you liked this video and learned something new. If you found the video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you again in the next video with another new and surprising thing. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned to learn. Jai Goga Sikutar Ma.